On day 2 of his administration, Donald Trump fired the 4-star admiral leading the Coast Guard, claiming she had a, quote, excessive focus on diversity. 2 weeks later, this past Tuesday, he abruptly evicted her from her home, giving Admiral Linda Fagan just 3 hours to pack up and move out, according to reporting from NBC News. Joining us now, NBC News correspondent covering national security and the military, Courtney Kuby. This is your reporting, Courtney. What happened?
Yeah, with our colleague John Allen, of course. So you have it right, Katie. The way we were told is that the commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard, the first woman ever to lead a military service branch, she was fired on day 2 of President Trump's administration. So on just over 2 weeks ago, she was the first flag officer fired under Donald Trump. Well, fast forward 2 weeks. Yesterday, she was told just about 2 p.m. Eastern time that she had to vacate the commandant's quarters on Joint Base Anacostia Bowling, the base right near us here in D.C. She had to vacate her quarters in 3 hours. Not even enough time, Katie, to get most of her personal effects out. Now, it's not clear exactly why this order was given to that, frankly. But the reality is we've spoken to a number of people who are very familiar with the process of senior officers leaving houses, base housing, military housing, after they leave a job. And this is extremely uncommon. So we're still digging into the cause, as I said. But the reality is Admiral Fagan, she was given a waiver of 60 days by the Coast Guard to stay in the house. So viewers may say, well, she was fired 2 weeks ago. Why wasn't she packing up? That's why. She was told that she had up to 60 days to find her next place, and then the military would be responsible for moving her things, Katie. So I have to say, this is not very common. It's not something we're used to seeing, and I've watched a lot of general and flag officers transition out of houses and out of jobs.
It's not common. It seems kind of mean and unnecessary. We keep talking about the admiral as the first woman. Is that a part of this? Is it clear that Donald Trump fired her for? Do we know why he fired her? He says an excessive focus on diversity. What does that mean?
Yeah, so that's an excellent question. The official reason when she was fired, again, on day 2 of the Trump administration, was that, as you said, she had an excessive focus on diversity. And then officials started to say, well, she's Coast Guard, and because she was focused too much on these social issues, she wasn't focused enough on defense of the homeland, on homeland security. So that was the official reason. But the reality is, when you look at the facts, it's not readily easy to back up that claim. So again, a lot of people have been telling us that this looks personal. The actions yesterday of telling her to get out of her house, out of the commandant's quarters. Again, this is the house that the commandant of the Coast Guard generally occupies in that position. To get out of that in 3 hours seemed very personal, Katie.
Yeah, Courtney, well said. Thank you very much.